He couldn't even think her name. He was still too furious, and if he got distracted by his anger, this wouldn't work. "So?" said the man with the baton. "He listens to her. What if she decides we don't have jobs anymore?" Gil spoke up. "Olympe will go peacefully, if she has me with her. Is that not so, Olympe?" Slowly, the heavy head nodded. "Oh, fine." The guard holding her tossed a set of keys to the other man, who unlocked Gil's door. "Turn around and keep your hands up." The door was opened with a rush of damp air. Gil's arms were wrenched behind his back and tied tightly. "You have to explain this to them," grumbled Olympe's guard. "I'm not taking the flak for letting prisoners out without authorization." The men led them from the cellar, throwing a cloth bag over the iron mask. Gil's shoulder brushed against Olympe's as they mounted the stairs, and the contact was a moment of respite. She was still here, alive, as safe as he could make her. At the top of the stairs, the house was cold with the chill of winter. Servants passed back and forth carrying pails of soapy water, buckets of coal, the running of a grand estate like a city in miniature. Gil stumbled, blinking against the whitewashed walls and the clatter of shoes on tiles. It was momentarily disorientating to be in space so open and light after many months confined to his cell. The guard jerked him upright, and he staggered along, keeping pace. So the battalion had come to this. Bound and clumsy and trailing Olympe's skirts like a loyal dog. Perhaps that's all family really meant, staying with someone through the suffering, bearing witness to their worst moments, and not turning away from pain. Perhaps that was what the battalion had always been about. The palace was busy with workmen too. Dust sheets had been laid over the parquet to create criss-crossing paths, people carrying sheets of metal and planks of wood, disassembled scaffolding and boxes of screws and nails and rolls of tools moved back and forth in a constant traffic. Their little party of prisoners and guards was given little attention. After the last 5 years of turmoil, only the most foolhardy asked questions. The work centred on a vast ballroom set into the heart of the building. Through the open doors, Gil caught a glimpse of a space larger than seemed possible. Then he realised part of the ceiling had been panelled with sheets of highly polished metal, giving the effect of a mirror hung overhead. Before he could see more, they were pushed through another doorway and up a servant's staircase. Olympe, blinded by her mask, shuffled behind. Every now and then his elbow would nudge her arm, or his hip bump hers in some paltry gesture of comfort. Finally they were brought to a halt outside a grand set of rococo double doors decorated in white and gold fleur-de-lis and curlicues. One guard knocked, and a voice bid them enter. The doors opened onto a large study where the rococo excess continued, illuminated by dull autumn light that spilled in through floor-to-ceiling windows. A ceramic stove the height of a person radiated heat from one corner, and drawn close to it was a desk covered in neat stacks of paperwork. The Duc de L'Aubespine's crest of arms had been carved into the front, golden fleur-de-lis on a sable field, bisected by an azure band, and above, the crown of a duke. There was a single figure in the room, seated behind the desk. "Prisoners for the Duke," announced the guard. Ada folded her hands before her and regarded Gil and Olympe impassively. "The Duke is occupied. I will be conducting the tests today." Chapter 2. The Palais Royal. The Palais Royal was back. 5 years of revolution had been snuffed out between one drink and the next. The Palais de l'Égalité had been a crucible of thought, new ideas simmering between sweating bodies and brimming glasses, new dawns declared from tabletops. But the paint on the sign was peeling.